So the big question I have is, why is it that sprint qualifying does not give you pole position, and the race gives you pole position, and the sprint qualifying gives you what's Speed King award, something like that? Hello and welcome back to Assetto Corsa for a pre-Italian Grand Prix. I say pre-Italian Grand Prix, qualifying's already done, so there is still more of the weekend to go. We're about a third of the way through the weekend, but of course qualifying is already done, so really one part of something that counts for anything is already done. And then we've got the sprint race qualifying, whatever. Sprint qualifying, which is actually a race, is tomorrow, and the race will give you pole position, though they call it qualifying. And then of course we have the race on a Sunday. So that is the order of Formula One. I will admit that to be completely honest, I do quite like the way it is in terms of the sprint qualifying. I think in Britain it was pretty good. It still needs to be refined and worked upon, but it is still pretty all right. In today's stream, we are going to be driving around a couple of different Formula One cars. Around Monza, of course, and it's a simple track, very easy to go through. But I'm going to just go through the track, try and find a few places here and there where I can clearly crash or whatever. See what kind of lap times I can get. See what I can do with it. The 2021 car is the one I'm going to be beginning with, and then maybe later on the car you can hear but not see on screen, which is the 2004. car. I might give that a whirl. I might try out the 2012 car, depending on what the views are like, what I'm like for time, and whether my arms are hurting or not at that point in time. But I think I might as well just get started now. I don't think there's anything that's really that I've got to wait for. So let me just get rid of this. There we go. Bring that back to the right screen and show it as being in game. There we go. Lovely. Right, I'm not getting any warnings, so that is good. Normally when I have warnings on my screen, I know something's gone horrifically wrong. But looks like things are okay at this point in time. So as you can see, I've already set up what I'm going to do. I was going to use this livery. I was just looking. There's a Gerhard Berger's livery, there's Alan Prost's livery, and then of course I've got Fernando Alonso's livery, I've got Felipe Massa's livery, for this car, and then I've got the current Formula One drivers. And I'll be honest, I've never really driven as Carlos Sainz, so maybe I should do a few on Carlos Sainz. But I really like this livery. If I can show you this livery, look how nice this one is. Take a look at that. That is such a nicely done livery. Simple, effective. Okay, admittedly, it's got the tobacco branding, which of course is a no-no, but yeah, smoking's wrong and all of that kind of stuff. But still, the livery in and of itself is so nice. It's really well done, and I kind of want to drive this one, but for now I'm just going to drive this livery, the one that is not quite as good. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to set this temperature to what they had in today's qualifying, which was 26.1 degrees. I believe it was something like that, and they had, if I remember correctly, there was a very slight wind. I cannot remember the direction, but that's obviously going to have some sort of an effect. But I'm going to add the wind. We've got let's see, wind, car. That I cannot think of anything else. I suppose all I've got to do now is press go. And as you can see, I've only done about 55 miles on Monza, which is a problem. But I will get a lot more miles in today at Monza, and let's see what kind of lap time I can get. Now I know today in the sprint qualifying without the pole position, whatever you want to call it, we had Bottas on pole that is not pole, with Lewis Hamilton alongside him, Verstappen in third. I believe the McLarens were fourth and fifth, followed by, was it Gasly in sixth? Seventh and eighth was Ferrari, so here we go. So Ferrari seventh and eighth. Ninth was, I can't remember who was ninth. Who was ninth? And 10th was Giovinazzi. Who would have been ninth? Perez? No, Perez must have been sixth. Sixth. He can't have been all the way down in ninth. And Giovinazzi was in 10th. And then we had both the Aston Martins knocked out. So 11th and 12th. That was pretty close. Alonso, Ocon, I believe, were both knocked out. We had Tsunoda knocked out in Q1 in 17th. Then you had Schumacher in 18th. Kubica filling in for Raikkonen again this week due to COVID. He was sitting in 19th, and Mazepin in last. Of course, Bottas will be starting the race last because he's got a whole new engine setup. So though he starts tomorrow's sprint qualifying race thing first, doesn't matter where he qualified today and where he qualifies tomorrow, or where he finishes the race tomorrow, he's still starting last, which is really weird, but I can see exactly why they've done that, because if Bottas manages to stay ahead of Verstappen, that's an extra point that he's lost. So yeah, good on Bottas, and he's doing a good job. He's showing that he can do it. I think the super softs are the ones in use this week, and I'm going to stick in 15 litres of fuel. I hope the fuel light doesn't come on because that annoys me. The reason I'm going to do this is because I want to try and see what the car feels like on qualifying, in qualifying form. I'll stick this to charging. Should be that there. That looks fine. This can be on battery. Let's see. And I think we need pretty skinny wings here. So I'm really going to drop the rear wing quite a lot. In fact, generally we have the skinniest rear wings here. So what would happen if I put the rear wing down to 1? And probably won't turn in for the chicanes, but this is going to make a very unbalanced car. I am curious about this. All right, we are in. I'll bring the volume up a little. There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay. Feels good. And oh, little bit of a rubbish start, but I'm not really looking for. I'm not looking for a high-powered start anyway. I just want to warm up everything and get used to having that halo again in front of me. Which, as I said, I understand why we have a halo. I just do not like it. So they, again, I don't think I'm going to get a 19.9. I think a 19.95 was Bottas's time, or was it a 19.93? Something like that. I'm not going to get that. I'm not looking for that. Certainly, I say not going to get that. It was pretty difficult for a number of drivers today to get it anyway. Just simply because of the traffic. The traffic was just something else in the race today. It's actually really, really bad, the traffic. Not in the race, sorry, in the qualifying. It's just horrendous traffic. So now I've got to try and remember the names of all the turns, which really isn't that hard, because one, Monza is a really old school track. This is one of the tracks where I do know the names of the corners. This is Silverstone being another one. I think I know Spa being another one, Monaco being another. What other names? What other tracks have names on them for corners? Not just. There must be ones that have names, not just numbers. I'm just thinking which ones have that we have. Albert Park. Yes, Albert Park has names. So there's another one. Yes, we're currently in Curva Grande. Yeah, Curva Grande. Not Ariana Grande. Curva Grande. This chicane here is the Della Roggia chicane. Yep, Variante della Roggia, and this is Lesmo 1, and very aptly named Lesmo 2, right here. This little kink in the road does also have a turn name. This is the one I do not know. Do not even count it really as a turn, to be perfectly honest. Down to Ascari. Ascari is nice. This is an Ascari chicane. Lots of bumpy if you go onto those sausage curbs. I'm not sure if they got rid of them for this week. I really should have checked on the laps. Unfortunately, I couldn't really watch all of qualifying. I couldn't watch qualifying close enough either, given the time that it was. And then out of Parabolica, onto the start-finish straight, and back to this chicane, which is the Rettifilio, Variante Rettifilio, I believe. So nice and easy through this chicane. Maybe I should start putting my foot down just a little bit more now. Now that I'm used to the track once again, start putting my foot down just a smidge more. It says that locking up a wheel immediately. The shadows from the trees does make it a little bit harder to see in some corners, and also it can be quite slippery as well. So this part's not too bad. I mean, you just need to be able to spot a braking point, which should be about here, I think. It's about probably 100, might even be just under 100 meters. Now you can ride out that curb all the way. They're not looking at track limits there for this week. And then we'll bring ourselves in here. Ooh. Almost lose it. Always found Monza fun in F1 games. Evening Vectrix. Monza is fun, and I do not drive it enough. Monza is very good, and I just do not drive it enough in games. I want to see just what I can do as I start picking up the pace. And how might you be today, or this week, or indeed this month? I don't want to hit that sausage curb, that's horrible. Braking point for this is a little bit difficult due to the shade. Not too bad. Hit the 50, try and use all of the curb without actually hitting. I say use all of the curb without getting caught up on the slippery stuff. Again, there I could probably use more curb there as well. See, inside, yeah, it is pretty difficult. The reason I leave the halo, you can't. Oh, okay. So that dropping of that rear wing has made it very difficult for Right, so putting the rear wing so low has made Parabolica extremely difficult. That's interesting. I might have to be careful. Yeah, the halo is a little bit annoying, but I've left it in here because on the replays, if I get rid of it, it makes a really weird... It just looks stupid when it isn't there, and there's a weird gap that really shouldn't be there. So I've had to leave it on. But yeah, this is a cockpit of a 2021 Formula 1 car. Glad to hear that you moved the move goal well. I hope it did. Moves can be quite distressing, or at least I say distressing. Moves can just be a hassle at times. I'm okay. Trying to bring back the viewership to my channel. I thought maybe F1 streams might help every now and then. Thus far, not helping. I really don't have rear. Okay, I do not have rear stability. I need to change that rear wing again, or just learn to drive this car way. No, it's just even here I'm feeling the car just wanting to throw itself. Right, let me do a couple more laps with this kind of rear wing, and then I might change it out, because this is not feeling comfortable at all for me. I'm fairly sure the DRS zone here is a lot further back now. At this point it's sort of here, which is way too far. I'm going to brake just after the 150 here. Yeah, I could certainly brake just after the 150. So, setting the rear wing to 1 was probably not a good idea. I wish I had degrees in this. Yeah, exactly. Long, straight, sudden cornering, and the wings just do not like that. Even here, it's not really stable. I wish it was a little bit more stable than that. There, done it again. It's... Okay, I think I need to change out this rear wing. What I'm going to do is... Let me put more rear wing in here. I think my front wing was good because I could turn in essentially an oval. Yeah, well, I mean, for the most part, it was an oval, wasn't it? Right, let's try this. I'm not even sure. There's nobody else on track, and yes, I stuck within the lines of the pit lane. That's clever, yeah. Not. Okay. So a little bit more rear wing. Is that going to give me the stability? Because I feel like I was close to having the stability I needed, just not quite there yet. Turning's good. Turning with the front wing is good. That's better. That feels a bit better. Not a lot. Just enough to maybe balance the car a little. It's still not quite as balanced as I want, but maybe it's a bit better. Let's do a few laps like this and then we'll see. I miss the older Formula 1 cars. Older Formula 1 cars just... Again, I feel like I'm much more confident on an older Formula 1 car than these newer ones. Nope, back's going again. Also, I'm pretty sure I did not set the wing. I mean, I did not set the wind to what it is and road and air temperature. I think Sol is doing something weird, overwriting what I select in Content Manager. So I'm going to have to have a look at that, because that is going to affect. That is going to have a definite effect on my braking points, my driving, my ultimate grip, which at the moment I don't think these soft tyres are in the range I want them to be. So again, not certain about that. What feedback do I get through my rig? Do you mean in general, or just what it's telling me about this car? $19.92 Williams for the win. Oh, that's a good Williams. That was the one driven by Mr. Mustache himself, wasn't it? There's the one with the guy with the Brummie accent. I'm trying to... That wasn't a Brummie accent. What's a Brummie accent? Wait a minute. How do you get the Brummie accent? A little bit nasal. Yeah, go nasal tone. Then... I'm from Birmingham. There you go. Now we're talking with a bit of a Brummie accent. Not a very good Brummie accent, but Brummie accent nonetheless. Nonetheless. Yeah, Nigel Mansell, 1992. The year I was born. Good, that was a good car. I think I might have that in Assetto Corsa. Not one to drive around at Monza, I suppose. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, starting to get a bit more of a feel for this. So, from Brum, you just sound depressed. Yeah, that's about right. Oh, so what gives me the idea of how do I know that I'm having trouble with this? Okay, so what I'm feeling through my wheel is that when I'm turning in, I feel like the wheel is there's no scrubbing on the wheels. I'm not understeering. It's pointing where I want it to go. But at the highest speed, I start feeling through the wheel. It feels like the car is trying to snap on me. So, if you've ever been in a car where you've hit a patch of ice, and then suddenly it feels like your steering wheel's going light, but you can also feel it trying to steer sideways a bit. And that's sort of feel that I'm getting from this. So for example there, I felt... So for example there, as it went, I felt the back of the car on the wheel. I felt the back of it go light. I'm still trying to... Oh, you do not drive, of course. Let me think. What's the best way? Okay, so... The wheel gives me different... so we get different feelings from the wheel. One of them that you get, the main one you tend to feel is weight, wheel weight. And that, at the moment, obviously, bear in mind for me that I'm getting used to a new wheel still. But the wheel weight is telling me how much loading there is on the tyres. So that's telling me whether I'm going through a corner at an extremely high speed or something. So for example, through Curva Grande, I feel a fair amount of the wheel loads up, and through the Parabolica you feel the wheel load up. So any high speed section you start feeling that G-force essentially. That's probably what it's really replicating. Then you'll feel the bumps and everything, of course, which in this case, so for example, if I go around this corner, I feel myself going over that bump, and then there's a slight moment where I feel the car getting light as I'm straightening up the car. And it's that moment where I'm straightening up the car and it's getting light that's giving me a feeling that this car is not stable on the rear end. And it isn't, I know for a fact that this isn't understeer, because I can see the car still going in the right direction. But that lightness is clearly something. So for example here, I feel like I wasn't anywhere near the limit because the wheel hadn't started going light. If that's probably a really bad explanation for how this wheel's giving me the feedback. See, I don't generally, my thing is, I don't generally have to think about the feedback it's giving me. I just, because I'm used to driving and I've been doing it for so many years, that even on this newer wheel, it's not so much, it's me getting used to the weight of the wheel and the extra feedback it gives me. It feels more like real life with this wheel. See there, I didn't feel any lightness in the wheel at all, so I could really plant my foot firm down, and I didn't feel the wheel trying to turn left or right of its own accord. So that gave me the confidence that yes, I have forgot you can just keep going wide there. I'm guessing you are getting more than force feedback and vibration. No, it is force feedback and vibration, but it's the strength of them and what the feedback does. So there's lots of different types of feedback. So obviously there's a feedback where you feel a rumble strip, so that's like the vibration that you're feeling. But there's also feedback where it sort of throws you out, or the wheel suddenly changes weight, or it tries to steer in one direction. So for example, coming out of the Rettifilio chicane there, what I felt as I put the power down is I actually felt the wheel turn slightly, because I was wheel spinning and the back of the car started sliding. I felt the car try to respond through the wheel and turn ever so slightly to the right, and that's the sort of thing that gives you the feedback you need, and that helps you understand where you need to be positioning your car. For example there, I felt the wheel actually snap on me, and I just corrected it too quickly. That was a bit too much of a correction. But had I not corrected that just there, I would have gone ploughing into the other wall. That was one wall or the other for me. And what happened there is, again, I felt the back of the car just lighten up significantly, leading me to the problem that I just had. Also, given that I'm 10 seconds off the... I cannot understand how I'm 10 seconds off the pole time. I'm just trying to work out how on earth I'm 10 seconds off the pole time. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not that slow a driver. I think it's these lesmos really that are causing it. I think I'm not committing enough through the lesmos. And that's just committing too much through the lesmos. And the other thing I'm also getting is I'm also getting a little bit of feedback through my pedals. That's something to perhaps bear in mind. I am getting a little bit of feedback through pedals. And that's just telling me, for example, when I'm wheel spinning, it's just to give me a feel of through my feet. That's you're spinning up the wheels. So a vibration you would feel when you're wheel spinning a car. If you've ever been in a car with someone doing a wheel spin, or even heard a car doing a wheel spin, you'll hear that sort of chattering of the tires, and that gets fed back through the I just slowed down way too late for that. But that chattering feeling is also something that I get through my pedals, so I can feel that on the ball of my feet. Now I really need to work out how I'm going to increase my lap times. Also, I don't know why. How have I improved that so much? Is that perhaps going off track? Slow that right down. So this corner again, I feel like I'm not sure on these wings anymore. I'm really not sure what I want to do with these wings. I want to reduce the downforce, but then it's just causing me all sorts of issues in the corners. There you go again. I can just feel the car just lighten up again. There's nothing I can do. There's got to be something specific to set up for Monza. Qualifying today was a farce. The amount of times people were getting caught up on laps, particularly in Q1. Verstappen's lap was utterly wrecked with I don't know how many cars. I think there's 4 cars, maybe 4 or 5 cars at the De La Roja chicane, and then you had. I remember, was it last year, a couple of years? It was 2 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago. And there was an incident where everyone was sort of piling up here, and nobody wanted to go. Nobody wanted to go forward. And everyone was really, really slow. And in the end of it, most of them missed the checkered flag. That's how stupid that one was. And then I think they introduced the minimum. They introduced the minimum time rule. That hasn't really helped. It just means everyone slows down to that minimum time. It's not really much. Right. Maybe the reason I'm doing so badly is because I'm not using any of the battery. Maybe the battery really does come in handy here. And maybe on the next lap, now that I'm starting to get a feel for the track and the laps properly. 16 laps, and I feel like I'm starting to really come to grips with parts of the track. Maybe from there, ooh, but I can jump straight over that curve. Okay, that's good. That's something to bear in mind. Right, one more lap without I think one more lap without battery, and then we'll start putting the battery up and seeing what happens, and start using the electrical charge as well. So I can gain about 2/10 here. Now if I could just nail a couple of braking points. That wasn't too bad. I still need to work on that a little. That wasn't horrible either. Again, I think Lesmo 2 is causing me some trouble. Not too great there either. I think 4th gear through a Scari may be the better gear. Yep, I can go straight over that. Okay, that's good. Just have to make sure that when I hit the bump, I'm not, I don't lose it. And I can slow slightly after the 50 there. Okay. And just look at the difference in lap time here already. This is now using battery. So this is, and this isn't even in hot lap mode or anything like that. This is quite. This just shows how much the ERS actually does for you. That is just something else, that is. That was 2 seconds in a lap. And a pretty, albeit a pretty scruffy lap at points. And that was so. Okay, so here's another point to make of that. That was 1.7 seconds on that lap. That was using the battery in balanced. What was it? Balanced high, and also I didn't switch the MGU. MGUK, was it MGUK? MGUH. MGUH. I didn't switch that to motor mode. That was sitting on battery mode. So for example, let's now do another experiment. 1.9 second, 1.9, okay. So let's do another experiment. So what I'm going to do is, for the next lap, my battery's staying in charging, but I'm going to move this to motor mode. In fact, look at that performance delta immediately change. And let's see what just moving it to motor does. May not still be enough as what we had before, but it may do something. One thing it does do is give me an option to, I really should change out the brake bias. Don't like my brake bias here. That's better, nice forward brake bias. So you can see here that now with this I'm keeping up. I'm roughly keeping up with my fastest lap, this time not using the battery. So not using the battery, I'm somewhat keeping up. Obviously I lost a bunch here because it was like maximum battery mode, but that's saying something. So if I did hit the maximum battery, so now what I'm going to do is this. Let's see what this brings us. Okay, there's another 2/10. I must say, I'm disappointed in my driving here. Either that, or the conditions are just not right for, because the lap times they were getting today. The lap times they were getting today should have been giving me much more than what I am getting at this particular point in time. I'm not getting anywhere near what I feel I should have been getting. Alright, let's go into hot lap mode, see what happens. Oops. What happens in hot lap mode is there's a lot more power than I thought there would be. Okay. That was a lot more power than I thought there would be coming out of that. Or a lot more torque, should I say. Right. Let's charge this up again. So that was another 0.9. So battery power there gave us 2.8 seconds. That was 2.8 seconds of battery power. Let's charge up the battery a little. I'll just go across here, it doesn't matter. Is there a mode that gives you a ghost car? There is. I can switch on the ghost car. I do not like the ghost car. I find the ghost car actually distracts me. Because it's a ghost and it goes through you, it distracts me. It's very hard to see braking points when you're, for example, if I'm doing lots of laps that are really close, then it becomes a lot harder to refine those braking points, because you see this car that's almost inside of you, sometimes like literally right in front of you. Oh, I used to use ghost cars when I was doing what was it? What was it I used to use ghost cars on? It used to be Gran Turismo. I used to use it on Gran Turismo and it used to be really good, but that was at the start when you weren't that good at it. Once you started really getting good, then because the ghost cars were so close, I used to find it a problem. But that was just me, I suppose. Okay, there's a lot more power in this car suddenly, and I'm not used to it. Yeah, I used to really like Gran Turismo's ghost car system. There's a lot more power in this car all of a sudden. It's catching me off guard quite a bit. I'm not showing. I mean, my Streamlabs is showing 0 viewers at the moment, so I'm doing really great. First of all, I'm talking to somebody who apparently is not there, and then I have no idea where anybody else is. Yes, indeed indeed it is. The ghost of Vectrix is real. The ghost of Vectrix past, ghost of Vectrix present, and the ghost of Vectrix... Was it just Vectrix future? Because that just doesn't sound right. Ghost of Christmas past, ghost of Christmas present, ghost of Christmas future. No, that sounds a bit weird. Now I cannot remember. Oh, that was close. Okay, so now I've got myself into the 25s. Given that the track conditions not quite the same as what they were today. Okay, I got myself into the 24s. I was expecting, so I'll admit, I was expecting to be in the, I was expecting to be in the 21s, not the 24s. So clearly something's gone wrong. Probably the setup's not right. I know the temperatures are not right, that's for sure. But I doubt the temperatures would have made that many seconds difference. 1 second difference, yes, but I wasn't thinking it'd make that much. Whoa, okay. Careful. Christmas yet to come. Is that what it was? I mean, I knew it was future, I just didn't know whether it was called future or not, because that didn't sound right. I'm about to run out of charge, and there it goes. And watch, the moment I run out of charge, look at that difference in the delta, because I have no more battery power. It's ridiculous, isn't it? It really is ridiculous. Jackie Stewart would point out where you just need to find tents here and there. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think like I need to find a few that that is the point where I need to find tent. I mean, I definitely need to find some tents just here and there. But I feel like in this car, with the practice I've had with it and the setup it's on, I only have a 24 flat in it. I certainly do not have a 21 in it, and obviously no slipstream, so you're not going to get into the 19s. They'd probably point out 20 times where that would be the case. Yeah, that's true. Very true. Is fuel weight? Yes, it is. It is. So I've got 15 litres of fuel on board. And so that's probably causing whatever mass difference there. I specifically put lower fuel in to try and get those higher times, but Obviously, they run with probably less than that. Alright, next lap I should be able to go for it again at maximum. So really, if I can get that there and then clip that like that, that should give me a better... And then here, what we're looking at here. Now see, it's just slightly too quick on entry. Can I cut that a little and then use all of that? 2 or 3 tenths right there. Yeah, that's for certain. But I'm not too fussed about the tenths in and of itself. I'm just surprised that I'm so far out. Given that, mind you, then again, when it comes to qualifying, they've got, yeah, the old splash and dash. Yep. I suppose when it comes to qualifying, they do have a massive advantage in real life with the way the cars are set up. This is more like, I'll be honest, the pace that I was doing is probably more like their race pace. This is more like their race pace for this. And I'm pretty good at holding them on race pace. There you go, Jackie Stewart. What do you think of that? Jackie Stewart, what do you not think of that? Okay, that was good. That was good. I liked whatever I did there. Yeah, you're right. There's not enough tartan here. There you go, that's another 4 tenths gained. 24.3. Let's go for a 24 flats now. And I lost the 2 tenths that I gained in that previous lap on that corner, but let's see if I can bring those 2 tenths back as I lost them on the next set. There we go. Oh, I messed up. Oh, I really messed up there. And there. And that just shows you how easy it is to lose the car. Going into Ascari, I felt like I was so quick going into Ascari though. Can you have spectacular Mark Webber-esque crashes? Yes, you can. Yes, you can, and I have done it before. It goes a bit funny, of course, when you do happen to do that, but you can do it. Now that was just way too stupid into a Ascari. Now I'm just going way too fast into a Ascari. Oh yeah, you can do that. You can do a Mark Webber flip, or yeah, Fittipaldi's one, or even recreate Mark Webber's Le Mans crash. Mark Webber's had a lot of crashes where he's been in the air. That was interesting. I managed to slow down from 100 meters though, almost 100 meters. I'm just charging the battery again for another lap. I kind of want to bring this down into the 23s. I feel like I've actually accomplished something. Oh yes, that it most certainly was. Extremely brutal. I'll be honest, the more I drive this 2021 car, the more I do not really like it. Yeah, the more I drive this car, the less I like it. One hell of an overtake with yes, it was Alonso. It was Alonso and Webber and Raikkonen and Schumacher involved in the same set of overtakes. Yeah, I've overheated my tyres. I've really messed this one up. Should we cool the tyres down or what? I have no idea. If I just sort of stop here and just wait for the tyres to cool down, that might be quite useful, actually. Because that rear left tyre is cooked. Now that isn't doing anything anytime soon. That's not going to go around corners anytime soon. If I can get that down to 110, then I can start moving because the front tyres are really... Yeah, I could go to the local car wash, couldn't I? Wasn't too bad a start. I like this double clutch thing that I can use, this double paddles for the clutch. It's so useful. I'm on softs, I think. I certainly hope I'm on softs. I mean, they're red, so they should be the C3 ones. I don't know why I braked so early and then realised and then went to accelerate again. That was stupid. That was really stupid of me. That just cost me that lap straight away. That could be it, actually. I might be on the wrong tyre compound for the speed. I may not be guessing this in the right window because I've set the tyre compound wrong. You know what? Good call. Good call, Vectrix. What did I set it to? Oh, I didn't want super soft. I wanted soft. Yeah, it does actually with the tire. So there's with some of the shader extensions and stuff, it will actually change color depending on the tire. But unfortunately, C5, C4, and C3 are all the same color now. But then C2 and C1 will change. Let's drive around on mediums for a while. Seriously, how hard can it be? How hard can mediums be? This is going to go really wrong, isn't it? Because I've always found that for me, I actually My rear wheels are locking. There we go. How hard can meters be 1 meter? Yeah, that's okay. That's a good point. I'll take it. Let's go straight across here. Boing, boing, boing. Perhaps I should say, how difficult would it be to use mediums to do a qualifying lap? Shouldn't be too hard. Too difficult. Not too hard. Too difficult. It's medium hard. Medium hard. No, that's even wrong. That's even wrong. Even that is wrong. There we go. English, please. Language. Taught it. We'll take a few laps. Yes, it will. So I'm just going to basically... It's going to take a few laps to reach temperature, so I'm going to push it from this lap. Because, you know, why not? I've always found that in Assetto Corsa, I do better on medium tyres than any other type of tyre for some bizarre reason. Hard tyres, I'm terrible at. Soft tyres, I'm terrible at. Medium tyres, oh, that was tough. Medium tyres, all day long. Yeah, maybe I should have warmed them up. I find that I can brake easier with mediums. I just find that I can do everything just a little bit better with a medium tyre, even though technically the softs are supposed to be the better tyre to go on. Now, I do not know if that's just because I'm somebody who's just not used to the ultimate grip, and it could be that because all these years with my G27 I couldn't really feel that ultimate grip that I needed anyway for my own feedback. Nope, still having trouble. I must have really messed up. I think I've really messed up the balance of the car. Do you know what? What time is it? I want to go to a faster car. Yeah, it sounds weird, but I want to go to a Ferrari F2004. Seen some qualies using medium. Yes, Q2 qualies and medium. Theoreticals that, I'll be honest, I didn't really feel that. I wasn't really... Now this is something I can get on board with. Yes, they do. I'm just trying to think who's... So I'm not sure. This weekend the rules do not apply with the... Whatever you do in Q2 is once you start on the race. So I'm not sure if that's applied this weekend due to the race. The qualifying that is tomorrow, that's actually a race, but it isn't a race because it's apparently a qualifying, and you get the pole position for that, not today, which is really sucks for Valtteri Bottas because he got pole today and he doesn't get that on his record. And out of all of that, why on earth does Nikita Mazepin have a fastest lap to his name? That's a even bigger question. Traction control up to max, which basically means not max, means min. And we have degrees for this. Right, let's bring this down to 15 degrees of rear wing, 12 degrees, 10 degrees of front wing. Let's see what we get. All I've heard that Mazepin will do. I'll tell you something, right, about Mazepin. He's not that good a driver. He isn't that good a driver. And the only reason he's in F1 is... Actually, I don't even know why he's in F1. right now, if I remember correctly, the Mick Schumacher has turned around and said that their relationship between him and Mazepin is beyond repair. I need to make it. Sorry, pardon me. I need to make an adjustment on. Not that. That's it. There we go. Thank you. That's a bit better. Still a bit wobbly at times, but... Is this loud enough, by the way? I'm not sure if this one's loud enough. Suddenly sounds like a F1 car. Other than Perez, what pay driver is good? It depends on who you refer to as a pay driver. That's the other thing. Who do you refer to as a pay driver? Because until you cannot really define that, like we know Mazepin's a pay driver, but a lot of drivers in ways are pay drivers of some sort. Lance Stroll is a pay driver. I don't think he's great. I'd say he's okay. I don't particularly like him, but he's okay as a driver. He's not great. Who else could be a pay driver? I mean, is Latifi a pay driver? I cannot remember. Okay. Ooh. So Mazepin, Stroll, both pay drivers. I'm just trying to think who else is a pay driver, because I know you say Perez is a pay driver, but I don't really see much in the way of adverts that is on his end. So forgot how good these cars are to drive. No, I cannot think of a good pay driver currently. Apart from, as I said, I can think of an okay, which is Lance Stroll. Like literally the entire Aston Martin team is for him. Yes, I remember when he started he was a pay driver, yeah. That's what I sort of meant. Like, what do you define? Is someone who is currently one or was one previously, and is it partial sponsorship, full sponsorship, like Maldonado, for example, or who was the... I can't remember. There were other pay drivers. I'm trying to recall. Yeah, I think Perez is actually quite good. He's struggling a little, but he's quite good. Tsunoda's something else. With there's a Russian in the OOs, in the triple O's. I'm trying to think which Russian driver there would have been back then. I remember Vitaly Petrov, Daniel Kvyat, Vitaly Petrov, and Nikita Mazepin. They're the only three Russian drivers I can think of. Oops, don't read chat. Reckon Kubica. Yeah, Kubica really could have. He's still not that bad a driver. I think his qualifying pace is really poor, but as a driver, he's actually still not too bad. But I think that's before his accident, he could have probably won a world championship. I think he was that good. Kvyat. Ah, yes, Mr. Torpedo. Yes, Daniel Kvyat. He was, yes, he was a pay driver. He was a pay driver. He was one of Red Bull's drivers. He was okay, but I'm not sure if I'm not sure if you can really class him too much as a pay driver. And he certainly didn't win that many friends in F1 with his antics. But he wasn't. I would say he wasn't that bad a driver. He had a tendency to hit people, because I think. But when it came to just if it was him on a track, he had some good speed. He just needed to learn spatial awareness, so he was still a fairly quick driver. And it wasn't like he always hit people. He just had a tendency to end up in situations where he'd end up having no choice but to hit people, and then sometimes it was definitely his fault. So, yeah, Kvyat. He's still part of the Red Bull family, I think. This car is so much harder to drive. So much harder. Roman Grosjean. Sorry, I'll read the rest of that chat message after I'm out of Ascari. Reputation for recklessness. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Again, another driver who's fairly fast. I don't think he's as fast as some people made him out to be. There are lots of people also after his accident last year. I think a lot of people then sort of look back and went, oh no, he wasn't that bad a driver. I don't think he was as fast as people made him out to be, but he certainly wasn't as slow. But he was incredibly reckless in his early career. 2000 and is it Spa 2012? Oh, that was a nasty accident that he caused. So yeah, there was that, and then there was that famous incident at Baku where he hit the throttle a little too hard, and he comes on the radio, and it's something like was that Ericsson or Ericsson hitters? I think Ericsson hitters. Ericsson was nowhere near them, and this was, I think, behind the safety car or something on a warm-up. That was quite yeah, he got known for that. This car is violent, very violent car. Extremely violent car. But so much better. It's running slower. It's running slower than the 2021 car, and yet it feels just so much better to drive. And this is something that I've noticed about these older cars. I really messed up there. It's just like these older cars just feel a lot better to drive. Well, I say older cars, not every single older car. Some older cars are terrible. For example, I wouldn't want to drive the 2014 cars, so that generation. Gosh, they were terrible. Ooh, should have seen that coming. What is the oldest F1 car in the game? I tell you what. Should I drive the oldest F1 car in the game for a bit? It's going to be really awkward with my current setup, but I will try and... Oh no, I might not be able to drive the oldest F1 car in the game because it's got a H pattern shifter and my H pattern's not working right now. Bother. Why on earth did that just... What on earth did that just delete? I'm spamming caps. What did you just do? Sorry, my chatbot's a bit temperamental, I guess. I have no idea what you just did. Or what it just did. This feels like a fairly good lap. You hit hold F1. Oh. Wow, my chatbot really didn't like that. Isn't this about the time I did with the 2021 car? I feel like this is about the time I did with the 2021 car. Or was it a 23 I did? Chatbot is very against. Yes, certainly seems it. I shall have to speak to chatbot soon. That was bad. Locked up massively going into that corner. And yet it still feels like such a good lap, even though I'm locking up and doing all sorts. And now it's gone. Right, I tell you what, let me try 124.3 in the 21. So 24.3 versus 24.6, where I knew I could probably get a 24.3. That just shows these kind of cars. Let's save that replay. Right, now this is where it's going to be interesting, because I'm not sure about this. Because my H pattern's not working and I need to continue speaking to Fanatec. This is the oldest F1 car. There it is. Now all I need to do is just try and figure out whether I can get this to automatic shifting. I just have to figure out if I can get this to shift up and down gears properly. If it can, I'll do it. If I cannot, yep, 1954. Once I get my H pattern working properly, I will be taking a look at these old cars. But yes, 1954 all the way to this year. Right. No, I cannot shift gear. That's the problem. Let me see if I can mess about with something on the settings here. Let me see. What if I disable use H shifter for now and then try? I wonder if this will work. Only because I can only use sequential mode right now. Maybe, maybe not. I've got brakes. I've got that. I do not have clutch for some reason. And I most certainly do not have gears. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like we're not going that far back. But that is as far as we can go. Oh, my clutch is working. Fanatec, right. Failing that, the oldest F1 car I could drive in my current setup. That would be... potentially... Maybe this one? No, not that one. That one will not work. Let's see. Probably the 1997 FW19. Maybe the FW18. Potentially the FW18. Yeah, this is probably the oldest. So that's what, 1996. In fact, no. There's a Ferrari I have dating back to 1995 somewhere. It's the 1997 310B. I'm sure I've got a Ferrari dating back a little bit further. Oh, here we go. Got some 1994 cars. Yeah, here we go. So I do have some 1994 cars. I could drive that. Obviously, I want the Ferrari. So there we go. That's probably the oldest I've got that I can drive currently. I think. Should we give this a bit of a go? Why not? If it works. Again, I've not done enough testing to know what does and does not work at this point in time. But we'll see. We shall see. Right. Yeah, I'm just going to drop off the fuel quite a bit. But... Yep, I can definitely drive this. Whoa, okay. Feels weird. Analog readout feels quite... This is brilliant. I like this. Okay. Doesn't really have much in the way of brakes compared to current cars. This is obviously a mod, and I think the sounds on the mod are something that probably still need work. In fact, the feedback on the mod it also needs a little bit of work. But in general, it gives you some idea of the cars that we can drive. I thought the mini windscreens were more recent. No, they've been around since I think the 80s had them as well. I remember this on Senna's title-winning Lotus. The 98T had it, and I'm fairly sure Niki Lauda's 1975 312T had this as well. Oh, wheels lock very easily. And I can knock this car into neutral just like that. Oh yes, the era of sliding cars. Now imagine driving around Monza in this tomorrow, and that's what they should do. Well, if they should do sprint qualifying, but sprint qualifying in older cars. That's what they should have to do. They should have to sprint qualify in older cars. That would be amazing. Had his career ender... No, Lauda didn't have a career-ending crash. It is that car, but he didn't have a career-ending crash in it. I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about the Nürburgring incident. That didn't actually end his career. Oh, that didn't work. Good grief. I want to just point out, take a look at the lap time on this. That is not too shabby. Sounds like I'm driving the Monaco tunnel. Yeah, it is a bit reverby. Just a smidge reverby. It is not... I'll be honest, this car is not that slow. But yeah, there you go. There's a quick look at the oldest Formula 1 car that I can currently drive in with my current setup until hopefully until they fix this. Whoops, I did that. Just take a quick look at the replay of that. 126.8, that's not bad for just a couple of laps. Not bad for just a couple of laps of driving, I would say. Let's try another car, maybe. Don't know. I'm just debating whether I should look at ending the stream now or continuing on, or just not sure. Probably try another stream on Sunday, well after the race, depending on who wins. Bottas started from the back, despite starting from the front tomorrow. It's all confusing. It's all a bit of a confusion. Yeah, it's not a bad looking car. Not a bad looking car at all. Alright, let's have a look. Let me save that because I could probably get some pictures out of this. I need to sit down and get some pictures out of all of these things, which I've not done for a while. This is the car I was talking about. Ferrari. Your era of car. My era was just after this. My era's... Well, I mean... I don't remember this car, but I certainly remember the 96 car. This one I don't. I was still alive and I remember Formula 1 cars, but I'll be honest, I was less on the red cars and more on the blue cars. I did like the red cars, but I also liked the blue cars, and the blue cars used to win quite a bit. So there was that. And then of course I used to like the red cars because they were Ferrari, and I had lots of toy Ferraris and that, so I used to look at that. But this is a where is it? I certainly remember this car. Your era of cars for F1 gaming. This is the car I'm talking about. F1 gaming. I was just thinking, what was my cars? F1 gaming for me would have been the 98, 99 cars onwards. Formula One Championship Edition was great. Brilliant, brilliant curbs on that. Touch the curb, immediately spin. I remember that. I also remember Murray Walker's commentary in the F1 games. And he used to just sit there, 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, hold, and it's go, go, go. And he just go on. And then and you'd hear Martin Brundle always there, and it's like, what was it? He used to, some of the comments he used to say in the games were just quite mildly amusing. Especially when he used to spin a lot or go off the track, and it's like, and somebody's off the track. It's, and then whoever you were playing as, it's Fisichella, or it's Schumacher, or it's Hakkinen. Similar, I suppose, still have the similar sort of thing nowadays with it. You have the grids that they give. So they're saying, and it's Max Verstappen on pole. Looking down the rest of the order, we have Hamilton, Bottas, Sainz, Ricciardo, Perez, Norris, then whoever your driver is, wherever they are, Gasly, Tsunoda, and then let's say for example you have Vettel, and then further down if you have someone else that's not supposed to be down there, Stroll. They've taken a grid penalty. Oh yes, I remember that one. Excuse me whilst I interrupt myself. Or the one is he's driving. The car that he is driving, the vehicle that he is driving, is unique, except for the one right in front of him, which is identical. Okay. That was really great. I think I'm going to, I am going to end the stream now. Probably get a couple of other things done. What was this? The best? I'm just trying to think of some of the best Murrayisms. There was that one. What was the? There's nothing wrong with the car except that it's on fire. That was a great one. That was I really liked that one, and what was it? There are 6 or 7. There are 7 winners of the Monaco Grand Prix on the starting lineup today, and 4 of them are Michael Schumacher. Thank you very much, Vectrix. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's a shame that there weren't that many more views, but oh well. I suppose now is a good time to end, because I am ending. There's another Murrayism for you. I'm just trying to say what other ones were there. I cannot remember. But yeah, with that, I guess I am going to end this video. Thank you very much for watching Vectrix and chatting, and I'm sure I saw maybe people pop in and out every now and then. Really have to work out. I really have to work out how to get this channel back up and rising. It just doesn't make any sense. But there we go. I guess there's not much else I can particularly say. Patreon stuff for people watching afterwards. Patreon, link in the description box. Twitter and Instagram, also link in the description box. That's EC-LP on both of them. I am going to start probably looking at posting. I know I haven't posted. When's the last time I posted on Instagram? It's probably been a bit of time, certainly, but yeah, it's been almost a month. There we go. I should probably make sure that we don't have that issue. Also, great thing that the rabbit managed to avoid the Williams car today. That was absolutely fantastic. Did not want dead rabbits on the track. But there we go. Right. Can I put this onto the end screen? Will it leave my voice? Probably will not. So I'll just put it to the end screen after saying once again, thank you very much for watching. And until the next time, a goodbye. Apparently I still do have the ability to speak here, but there we go.